Here's a movie quote from Return of the Jedi that always stuck with me. It is when a defeated and dying Darth Vader requests to his son, Luke Skywalker, to take off his mask so that he can look upon him with his own eyes. His dying wish was to not let a machine translate an image of his son. He wanted to see his son for himself. This was a lesson I would understand better the first time I ever went to Mount Rushmore. It was May of 2008, and this was the beginning of the circle when I had gone there by myself. While it was a whirlwind trip over the course of one long weekend, I did learn a life lesson there that I carry to this day. One of my side adventures that weekend was a visit to the Jewel Cave National Monument. If you ever get a chance to visit this place, please go. It is a gorgeous geological trip back through time. Trust me, you will not regret it. My advice is to take the longest tour that they have. However, be mindful that there are over 700 stairs, both up and down, so make sure you're in some decent shape to handle it. Now, you don't need to be a world-class athlete, but if you have respiratory issues, be mindful that this tour may not be for you. While I was there, I signed up for the longest tour they have. Our tour guide was a fairly young gentleman who was obviously in great shape and had long hair that he wore in a ponytail. For some reason, the fact that he wore a ponytail made me think he was going to be a great tour guide. I don't know why I thought that, but I wasn't disappointed. However, while I instinctively knew I'd be entertained, would I take everything he said seriously? In the very first corridor we came to in the caves, he pointed to a rock that was wedged in a crevice above the trail, and it looked menacing. He said, "What you see above you is a 2-ton stone that fell and got stuck there last week." He paused and laughed and said, "Or maybe 20,000 years ago." He continued, "This is the thing you have to learn about geology. It is on a time scale that we cannot comprehend because we are dealing with many thousands of years. And these are the things you will have to learn as we approach the stalactites and the stalagmites on this tour. It will take many of our lifetimes just to grow a few inches." It was at that moment that all of us pulled out our cameras. The tour guide sighed and almost seemed annoyed. "Now folks," he said, "I know we all like to take pictures, but can you please do yourself a favor just for me? You can take all the photos you want, but can you please put down the camera and not look at the cave through your LCD screens? Please use your own eyes and let the cave speak to you." That one comment has stuck with me for the rest of my life. I used to be one of those who would go on a week's vacation and take over 400 photos during that week. And then when I got back home, I would go through all of them. And, well, if I got through all of them. There are some photos I've taken that I've never looked at because there was just too many. That tour guide with the ponytail changed my way of thinking in the twinkling of an eye. Now, where I used to take hundreds of photos, I take fewer and more meaningful ones. And I let my eyes experience the scenery instead of experiencing them secondhand through an LCD screen. Think about it. If you are spending your entire vacation looking through an LCD screen in your camera, you aren't experiencing the place. You might as well not be there and just watch a travel show on the television. So here's me passing on his advice to you. Take your pictures while on vacation, but put down the camera after you take them. Experience the place with your own eyes. But then again, maybe you shouldn't take a guy seriously who can put his hair into a ponytail. What do you think? Do we spend too much time trying to capture the moment as opposed to living in the moment? I'll let you decide that for yourself. But that is the lifelong lesson that I learned on my very first trip by myself to Mount Rushmore in May of 2008. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the gift of your time.